So apparently, all the weekly chapters came out once again rather early. I was completely unaware until a couple of Chibits told me on Twitter that the chapters were out, and I'm like, wait, what? Again? On Wednesday? I'm like, haven't seen a time like this 2 weeks in a row in a very long time. Like, a very, very long time. So now seeing chapters coming out now on Wednesday, I'm like, is this going to be a normal thing, or is it because of the holiday that was supposedly this past week? I'm very curious about that. But overall, though, once again, we get chapters early this week. We get One Piece, Toriko, Boku no Hero Academia, and if this continues like this, we might even get Tokyo Ghoul early, maybe on a Friday this week. So, getting off of that, though, this chapter of One Piece dives in, once again, more into Sanji's backstory, his character, his past, his family. And, as I've already stated, Sanji's family are scummy. They are assholes. That's the best way to describe Sanji's family, after what we saw describe them in the latest chapters. This chapter gives us a flashback on Sanji's upbringing, how he was born, and it gives us a lot of information which I want to dive into. For one of the biggest things about this chapter was that Sanji, he finds out where he came from. For instance, you have it to where Germa 66 are making clones, which we get to see at the end of last week's chapter. We got to see a bunch of clones popping up. Well, we come to find out the details behind these clones. Apparently, all these clones are being made by the Vinsmoke family, Germa 66, and you have it to where Sanji's father, Judge, is the one making all the clones. He is a very fabled scientist. He was someone that was revered in the past. He was someone that worked closely next to Vegapunk. So that right there instantly showcases the intelligence level of Sanji's father, Judge. He's not just someone that is the leader of the entire army. He has a big brain and he is a scientist. So he is making these clones to be able to make soldiers that will not fear death and they will run into battle to die when they're given orders. So this explains the entire, I guess, interaction between the soldiers and Sanji's family. For instance, how some of the soldiers are willing to just jump in front of blows and just take a hit and die because they literally don't care about their life. They have been programmed since their early childhood when they, were being in test tubes. They've been programmed to sacrifice their life if they are ordered to do so. So this entire setup with this chapter, pretty cool stuff, because now we know how the Vinsmoke family is able to make such a fabled and well-known army that is just scary, and now we know exactly how, Sanji came about as well. So Sanji's entire family, for instance, his siblings, all of that, they're test tube babies. That's the best way to describe them. They were pretty much engineered to be strong, different from the normal soldier. They have like a different type of body that will slowly increase and get stronger. But the thing is Sanji, he's the Feld. He's the failed experiment. He is the failure that was never able to achieve the results that Sanji's father wanted him to achieve. For instance, Sanji's father, Judge, he wanted to make children that were very strong and could lead his army. They would be leaders of their own individual army of Germa 66. And he was raising them at a young age, allowing them to build up their strength, become stronger, just all sorts of things that normal human beings wouldn't be able to do. And Sanji, he was falling behind at a young age. He was someone that literally couldn't keep up with his siblings because he was a normal human being. Even though he was genetically engineered similar to how his siblings were, he could not keep up with them. So he was a normal human being, and eventually his family didn't like the way he was acting, and they disowned him. They threw him out, and they even imprisoned him and wanted him to die in a cell with an iron mask on, which, oh my god, I don't even want to imagine how fucked up or how bad you must feel when that happens to you, because we've seen some pretty fucked up, tragic pasts, okay, in different characters of One Piece, but Sanji, of all characters, to experience something like that, that's pretty damn dark. For someone that smiles a lot, had such a happy beginning to the series and all that, it's amazing to see how much, torture he went through as a kid. I mean, the iron mask part alone, him being locked up with an iron mask on his face, and he's in prison, and the soldiers tell him that your father has ordered us to let you die here and all that, and I'm like, yo, what the hell? That's Very dark thing to say. And I mean, I felt so bad for Sanji because, I mean, we already knew his family was assholes and scummy or what they were doing with him. We know he got bullied as a kid, but seeing how his father literally was disowning him and was gonna let him die, you're like, damn, this really just crosses that line. So if Oda-sensei wanted us to hate Sanji's family, he definitely made a point of it with this chapter, especially with that conclusion. I mean, Judge disowned his own son just because he wasn't living up to the standards of, you know, what he wanted from his creations. Now, speaking of his creations, so let's talk about the details here, okay? The backstory to how this came about with cloning and stuff. So, a while back, a long time ago, many years ago, Sanji's father, Judge, and Vegapunk worked together. And they were working on cloning, for instance, to be able to discover how to make life. And they literally found the recipe to creating life. They stepped into God territory. That's pretty much what Sanji's father, Judge, and Vegapunk did. And because of this, the world government eventually caught word, and they realized what they were doing, and they arrested everybody, separated everybody, and then they eventually took Vegapunk off, and then they made him a part of the world government. So this is a really huge detail to the world building of One Piece. One of the biggest things, if you've been watching One Piece or reading One Piece for a very long time, you'll know that Vegapunk is a character that has been very critical to a lot of different plot points of this series. You hear Vegapunk's name all the time throughout One Piece, at least once per arc, or maybe you hear it even more than that per arc, because Vegapunk is literally that important to the series of One Piece. There's just so many details about this fabled, well-known scientist that continues to make crazy technology that you know this person is really important. When we finally see that face reveal, we're probably all just gonna be like, holy shit, this is crazy. So, Vegapunk, we come to find out how he became a part of the world government. He didn't willingly become a part of the world government. He was forced to join the world government, most likely because of some form of deal. If I had to place any bets on the table, most likely Vegapunk offered up his freedom to help out, you know, the world government, just for maybe some people that were a part of his team, his science team, wouldn't get hurt. Maybe like someone like Judge, and that's kind of how Judge was able to do his own thing, is because maybe Vegapunk offered up something for, you know, the world government wouldn't touch anyone else. And so because of this, it raises a lot of questions exactly why the world government decided to stop Vegapunk and also Judge. Because look at the big things here, okay? Vegapunk and Judge, they found the recipe to life. They were able to make creations. They were able to start cloning and stuff like that. Now, at this time, from what we're aware of, nobody knows what Judge is doing. It's only Judge that knows of all the experiments he's doing, especially with all these clonings, but nobody else does. So the world government isn't literally aware of what Judge is doing at this time. Now, the world government stated that the reason why they separated them, or they probably killed some people, and then they captured Vegapunk, was because it was way too dangerous for them to do stuff like this. It was way too dangerous, and they shouldn't be doing stuff like this. Now, usually when the world government decides something like this, when they want you to stop doing something like this, it makes you wonder, like, why? Like, what is it doing? Like, why do they not want them to do this type of technology? Is it because it, you know, does it benefit them in any way? Does it harm them? Or does it reveal some secrets that we should know about in the past of the Void Century? I mean, there's a lot of questions that we need to ask, and for the world government want to cover up what was going on in the past with these clones, you know it must have some type of importance, and maybe even the world government wanted the information of what Vegapunk was doing when making these scientific experiments or cloning and stuff, probably for their army or something in the future. Who knows? Maybe that's something they want to do. Maybe they want to be able to make their own, I guess, science experiments with different type of, you know, human beings, and that's why they captured Vegapunk to do something like that. But getting off of that topic, though, let's talk about something very interesting here. As we know, Sanji's mother is dead, okay? Sanji's mother is confirmed dead. You had it to where Judge is like, your mother's dead. Don't let the person in the past or people in the past that are already dead, like, determine what you do or whatever. Don't let them drive your life. And overall, the conversation about, you know, Sanji's dead mother, it raised questions, because we haven't yet to really see Sanji's mother. That's a big question we have. I really am curious about her. But with this chapter, it kind of lets us know that Sanji's family isn't necessarily normal humans. They were just born thanks to science experiments and clone, and they, you know, they're just different, a little bit different compared to the normal clone, but overall, though, they're a lot stronger, and they're not the normal human being. But when it came to Sanji's mother, though, I feel like there's some hints going on here that, you know, Oda Sensei's trying to imply. Now, I'm just going to say right now, this could possibly be incorrect. This could be just me going a little bit too far, but I just kind of want to present it and bring it up because maybe this could be a possibility, but at the same time, I'm just going to let you know there is a possibility this could be incorrect. I mean, I'm just throwing it on out there, and maybe some might, you know, agree with me, maybe some of you might disagree with me, but if you have any theories to add to it, please let me know. So, since we know that Judge and Vegapunk work together, and since we've never seen Vegapunk, we have never legit seen Vegapunk's face, ever, okay? We've never seen Vegapunk's face. We don't really, if you really take time to consider it, we don't know the necessary gender of Vegapunk either. We don't know if it's a male or a female. We really don't know. We have no fucking idea. Now, when you think about it like that, what if, since Judge and Vegapunk worked so closely together in the past, what if Vegapunk was actually the mother of Sanji in a way? Now, like I said, there's a possibility this is completely incorrect, but I'm just saying, though, what if? Since there's a lot of mysteries around Vegapunk and all that, and there's mysteries right now around Sanji's mother, and since we do know that Sanji's family was created thanks to science experiments and cloning and stuff, what if Vegapunk is necessarily the mother of Sanji's family? Like, you know, all his siblings and stuff, and then, you know, Judge and them had a thing. Who the hell knows? I mean, possibility, I'm just throwing it on out there. What if? What if? Just big question mark right there. Okay, so besides that, let's talk about Sanji's sister. Sanji's sister overall, as I stated in last week's chapter, she has two possibilities right now. Either she's a very kind and compassionate sister that really loves Sanji, or number two, she's probably going to be the evilest out of all of them. She's going to be the one that is secretly evil. Someone that does a lot of hideous things in the background that you're not aware of, but this person really does a lot of evil things. And that's what we were all considering when it came to, you know, Sanji's sister. Well, with this chapter, we get to see a little bit more details to her and exactly what is going on, maybe what's going on inside of her head. So, my overall assessment of what Sanji's sister is doing is, she doesn't want to speak out, she doesn't want to defend Sanji, because if she defends Sanji, she will get bullied as well, which makes a lot of sense. At a young age, and people are developing at a certain pace and all that, I guess it kind of makes sense. I mean, if she was to step out of line and try to defend her brother, which is the black sheep of the siblings, it would cause her to have the attention, you know, drawn to her, and eventually what's happening to Sanji will happen to her as well. She'll be disowned, she might get the Iron Mask, she'll be in prison, so forth, so on. So, she doesn't want to get in that position like Sanji, because she knows as soon as she tries to step up and just try to say something, it's just going to be an exact repeat of what's going on with him. And at the end of the day, she really can't do much to help out Sanji. I mean, think about it, okay? What is a kid like her age going to really do when it compares to someone like Judge? Nothing at all. So it literally is not helping anyone if Sanji's sister also gets disowned alongside of him. So most likely she was thinking long term. She was thinking long term to help her brother and then be nice to him when, you know, nobody else is around. Because we get to see some of these aspects throughout the characterization of Sanji's sister. So maybe the reason why Sanji was able to escape in the first place and why he was able to go off on his adventures with the Straw Hat Pirates might be thanks to Sanji's sister freeing him in the past. Because we don't know all the details to Sanji's past. We don't know exactly all about his escape of how he got away. But if I had to place any bets, maybe his sister was the one that released him and allowed him to get out. And maybe this might foreshadow what might happen in the future of One Piece of this arc. Maybe Sanji's sister will try to free him from this wedding ceremony and he'll be able to get out as well thanks to the helping hand of his sister. I could see one of these things happening in the future of this arc. But overall, this chapter of One Piece, a very good chapter. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.